Hey guys, back again here with my Acura TL super handling all-wheel drive 2010. Just going to be a little update on the car. Since I bought it, it's been about just over a year since I've owned it. I got it in November of 2019. Just going to go over maybe 5 takeaways after owning it for that amount of time, and just kind of some of the things that I did. To start off, I didn't really do a whole lot. It's been very reliable. I did change the Serpentine belt on it. It was squeaking a little bit in the morning on cold days, which was annoying, so I replaced that. Quick, easy fix. I did put brand new tires on it last summer because the Michelins I had on there before were getting pretty worn. These are the Michelin Pilot Sport AS3s, and I got them in the Y rating with the extra load. They're a little bit stiffer tire, better handling, but still very good ride and very, very quiet. And man, in this wet weather up here in the Northwest, these tires, they do very, very well. I mean, I can at any point in time give it all the gas in pouring rain with the 305 horsepower, and I don't lose traction. It'll kind of, between first and second gear with that torque, it'll sometimes trip the tire, or the traction control might kick in, but it does very, very well. So love those tires. In my last video, I actually never even showed the engine bay of this car. So I'll pop the hood and you can take a look at what this guy looks like underneath. It is the 3.7 liter V6. They come standard actually in this model, 3.5 liter, but they bump it up to a 3.7 liter with the super handling all-wheel drive model, which is what this one is. I did replace the struts on there, so now the lift supports, I guess you call them, they were completely dead on me. That's a very inexpensive repair. You buy them down at the Auto Parts Sports store, they're about $30 a piece. So easy to replace too. They just have little pins that pop out here. Get a screwdriver, pop it out, and then each one just pops out individually, and you replace it. It's very quick and easy. But yeah, so that works now. This thing is the 3.7 liter, so it has 305 horsepower as opposed to the 280 horsepower on the 3.5 liter. And also, this one has 273 pounds-feet of torque, whereas the 3.5 liter only came with 254 pounds-feet of torque. And of course, that was front-wheel drive as opposed to this one's the all-wheel drive system. Really enjoy this all-wheel drive system as well. I think they really did a good job in making it for like a wet climate type traction, because it is more predominantly front-wheel drive oriented. So it still can do, it'll put all the power to the rear wheels if it need be, but with it being more front-wheel drive dominant, man, your traction, you feel like you're on rails. Like you never lose traction. And for 305 horsepower, that's still pretty good horsepower. And on most cars like that one over there, the 260 stock horsepower, the CL, you lose front traction in the rain all the time. And I have put brand new tires on it. It doesn't matter what tires you have on that thing, you're going to lose traction. Whereas this thing, it's solid. Yeah, so we'll look at the inside again, and leather and everything inside's been really holding up well. As you can see, I got my car seat in there, but very, very comfortable leather. I like this design, and I like having the white, but I haven't had to do anything. I just use the regular leather wipes on a regular basis, keep it nice and clean and protected and moisturized. Yeah, and everything's holding up very, very well. It does take a little bit, it does burn a little bit of oil, I believe, or consume a little bit of oil. About a quart in between my oil changes that I've done, which is not too bad. It's fairly common to have happen on these J37s. But yeah, I just use these guys, the Up and Up leather wipes. Work pretty well. It's the Target's brand, I think, of the Armor All would be the name brand of it. But yeah, I really like it. we'll go for a little drive and we'll go over maybe the 5 takeaways after owning it for a year. Let's see. I actually really do like having the button start. I know it's not needed, but it's fun to have. So anyway, we'll go out for a little spin here. Yeah, so essentially the biggest thing that I would say, my biggest takeaway I would have would be reliability and comfortability with this car. I mean, it is so easy to drive. Like, for manual transmission, you can't get much more like comfort. It's sporty, but it's also, it's like the most comfortable sporty hybrid that you can possibly get. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, the way it shifts through the gears and everything, it is so comfortable. Like, if you want to go on a nice little cruise, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour day trip to somewhere, this is the perfect car. It's powerful enough, the seats are so comfortable, and then the clutch play is in my opinion the most comfortable clutch that I've ever driven. And when I say comfortable, I'm using the word comfortable because it's luxury. It's not, I mean, there's sportier clutches out there. There's more, you know, with more feedback and a little bit, you know, more pressure and whatnot. But this one is just for driving, like, bliss and comfortability. This wins. Like, I love the way this thing drives. And of course it's sporty and powerful when you want it to be too. And I don't like, the transmission is so clean. I don't have to worry about it grinding gears going. It goes in so well and so easily. I think Honda Acura did a very good job making this car very precise and well made. Number 2, I would say, if you're looking for a good all-wheel drive system, I would say this super handling all-wheel drive system is one of the best out there. Obviously the Nissan GTR, that's supercar status, that's going to be better than this. But as far as like an everyday driver, I mean, something you can get for fairly inexpensive, I would say this is one of the best all-wheel drive systems that's being produced. They have it in all their newer ones. They got the TLX A-Spec super handling all-wheel drive. Same deal. I love the all-wheel drive system on this. It's like the perfect all-wheel drive system that you can have for traction. I mean, going corners and turns, it feels great. The torque vectoring going around, it sends the power to the outside of the turn, to give you that power to pull you through that corner. It's a well-made all-wheel drive system. So I would say that's the number 2 takeaway. That, I mean, I liked it before I got it, but then driving it for a year and a half, hard to say I like it even more now. It is such a well-fined, tuned machine. Like, you have to drive it to know exactly what I'm talking about and feel it. But going around corners with this all-wheel drive system is just, it's a joy. It's amazing. The traction you get and the way it makes you corner is insane to me. Number 3, I really like the braking on this car. Out of all the other cars I've had, the braking it's very good. Like, you don't have to feel ever the feeling of even in high, like on the highway or anything like that, the braking on this, the brakes are so well made, and they're large. The rotors are huge, and it is a 4-piston caliper as well. So the brakes is, I would say, the 3rd takeaway that I've just been really impressed with. I've had many cars through the years, and the braking on this is definitely noticeably better than other cars I've driven. So That would be number 3. And then number 4 is kind of not the best takeaway. The fuel economy on this, I mostly do city driving, so it's not the best. I'm averaging right now around 18, 19. I think super handling all-wheel drive plays into that. I don't go on the highway hardly ever. I mean, for me to go to work, it's on the highway for about a mile and a half. One exit's worth, and then I get off. So it's mostly city driving, and that's actually the worst kind of highway driving. Is you get on the highway, you accelerate to get on the highway, and then you're off the highway again. So I'm getting around 18.5 to 19 miles per gallon. I have done some nice road trips with it, and on those road trips, I did get close to 24, 25 miles to the gallon. I think it was 24.3 on one of my best road trips, and man, is it a fun car to drive, especially for those longer trips. The seats are comfortable, the steering is comfortable, everything. And then the number 5 takeaway that I would put down is the steering on this car. I think that the steering on this car, they did the best ratio for steering. It's not too much to the point where it's annoying, where every little movement is noticed and you're going off the road all the time, but it's tight enough to the point where every corner and every minute like movement of the car you can kind of feel, and it's great. It's amazing. So yeah, I mean, not great takeaways, not nothing too special. It's just those are the things that I've noticed the most about this car. And overall, I would definitely say after a year of owning this car, I would definitely recommend anybody out there who wants a reliable, fun, powerful, but comfortable, all in the same sentence, car, go for an Acura TL super handling all-wheel drive with the 6-speed manual. I've driven the automatic. They're still nice, but they're not. It's just not the same. They're not. I mean, if you enjoy driving like I do, and you want to be a little bit more part of your driving experience, go with the 6-speed manual. It's one of the best transmissions out there on the market today. Obviously, I don't think Acura is even making 6-speed manual transmissions. None of their lineup right now has a manual transmission. So this is kind of the last. Well, Honda, there's a few Hondas that do still have a standard transmission, but Acura does not have a 6-speed manual in any of their lineups here in 2021. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so this is kind of the last, this is the last car of an era in all reality. I mean, I'm open arms to all the new stuff too. I love cars just in general, and the new stuff coming out with their crazy transmission. Of course, we're going all electric now with our cars, but this is kind of one of the last cars of the era with the standard transmission. BMW is still coming out with manual transmission, and of course Porsche, which I love too. I love those brands. But yeah, if you like Acuras and you love cars, or just cars in general, as much as I do, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna try to keep as many of these coming. I do work a lot though, so I don't get around to replying to a lot of comments. I apologize for that. I'll do the best I can. And I don't have a whole lot of time to even post videos, but when I get the time, I try to post as many as I can. Anyway, until next time, see you.